This is a leg press machine. More specifically, it's what we call a compact leg press machine. Now, this one kind of goes against its namesake. It's not very compact, but I'm going to explain why I have one of these and why you might want to use one or have one or DIY one. Now, we all know what a leg press machine is. Leg press machine, typically when we think of a leg press, is where you get down the ground, close to the ground, and you lay on a back pad, and you have this big sled that you've seen me make before actually, with plate loaded weight, and the sled comes down and you press it back up. So the sled itself is loaded with separate plate weight, and it slides down the track and is moved back up via you pressing with your legs. Now, another variation of a leg press is called a compact leg press, and that's basically an ingenious idea, which I like much more, which is where they flip the roles. They say, well, let's say I weigh 200 pounds. If I'm laying down there on the bench, my 200 pounds isn't being used at all. So even a leg press 200 pounds, I have to first have 200 pounds of plate weight, and then I have to manually load it plate by plate by plate. When I'm done, I have to take it all off, re-rack it, everything else. It's cumbersome, it's time consuming, and it's kind of wasteful. So with a compact leg press, what they do is they flip it around like this. Now, this is a cable driven one, which I'll get into in a minute, but on a traditional compact leg press, it's just like a normal leg press. It has the tracks, it has the sled, except instead of you laying at the bottom and pressing the sled up, it's flipped around. The foot pad that you press is stationary at the bottom of the track, and the sled is where the seat is and you sit on it. And what that does is it means if I weigh 200 pounds and I sit to do the leg press, immediately, even without loading any plate weight on it at all, it has essentially 200 pounds loaded onto the sled. Now, the exact weight that you're pressing, again, comes down to the angle of the sled, all those things, but it's the same as if I were to take 200 pounds of plate weight and load it onto a traditional leg press. Well, now it's instantly already there just by me sitting on this. So it takes much less weight. There's a much less additional weight. It takes less additional weight, less loading and unloading, in a much more compact form factor. If you've ever seen these in person, compact leg presses take up a fraction, usually like 1/3 or maybe 1/2 of the space of a traditional leg press. And it feels better. They feel phenomenal. They don't need to be loaded and unloaded as much, and they're more compact, while giving, I feel, a better workout actually. And there's a few reasons why I might get into. You might think, okay, that's great, that's fun, but I don't have the money or the space for a compact leg press machine. Okay, fine. But I know a lot of you own a Total Gym. And a lot of you say, Skyler, I have the Total Gym, I love the Total Gym, but I find it difficult to train legs on the Total Gym. Funny you say that. If I set my Total Gym up next to this, you'll notice a shocking similarity. This has a sled, we call it, instead of a glide board, but it has a sled that has wheels that are used to roll up and down these rails. This machine also has what is essentially a sled, though we call it a glide board, with wheels that are used to roll or slide up and down these rails. The same way this one puts you at even more of a disadvantage because you have to start in the bottom position rather than starting in the top position, which is another advantage over a traditional leg press machine, by the way. This also makes you start in the bottom position and press up from the bottom rather than starting in the top position. So far, these two things are identical. The other thing you might notice is that the same way this can have additional weight on top of your body weight added via the weight stack, this comes with this, a weight bar, so you can add additional weight on top of your body weight. So this means you are lifting your body weight plus potentially additional weight, starting from the bottom, up a track, just like this, identical. Now here's the kicker. We all know when it comes to weight on a track, the higher the incline, the heavier it goes. And as you notice, I have set my Total Gym to be the same angle of approach as my compact leg press machine. But here's the funny thing. My Total Gym is only at level 4. If I raise it up to level 6, look how much higher, how much steeper that angle of approach is than on a compact leg press machine. Add on top of it a weight bar, plate weight, resistance bands, and you're starting the bottom, this can be a real killer. But that's when you say, Skylar, you're missing the obvious thing. There's a glaring issue that we all complain about. The same thing everybody complains about. My compact leg press machine has a fantastic feature called a back pad. And that means I can press as hard as I want and I have a pad to lean against so I don't roll backwards. My Total Gym doesn't have that. I just want to do some leg press on my machine and not have to worry that I'm going to slide up the bench itself. There's a way around that. Now this is 100 kilograms of plate weight plus my 85 kilograms of body weight. That's 185 kilograms. What we have right here is a single resistance band, and this one individual resistance band has equivalent to 90 kilograms of resistance once it's stretched. Very tough to even stretch it a little bit. As you can see, it's very wide, it's very thick. This is used for powerlifting purposes in addition to a barbell. Now, that's 100 kilograms of plate weight, 90 kilograms from a resistance band, plus 85 kilograms of my body weight. That gives us a total of 275 kilograms. Get down here, put my feet up. I'll try to support myself with my hands, and that's not gonna work. What if I grab the bar itself? Okay. I'm able to move it a little bit, and that's catching, and I can feel my back wanting to slide, and it's really digging into my fingers. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna use a toe strap. This is a toe strap meant for pulling trucks out of ditches and things like this. This can hold thousands of pounds. As a matter of fact, the tag is still attached, though it is faded. Oh, 10 tons. This can hold 10 tons. So it's not gonna be too weak, it's not gonna break. There's a common criticism I get in a lot of these hacks and a lot of these little things you can do at Total Gym. Even though I know it's safe, I know it's okay, the only way it can possibly hurt you if it's user error and you make a mistake, this is not gonna break. It's not gonna snap, it's not gonna get you hurt. So, this is a random one I usually use for other things. I have not bought one for the sake of this specifically, so it's actually, this one's a little bit too long. I need one a little bit shorter, but for the sake of demonstration, I'll take my toe strap, I'll loop it over each end of the bar here, put it behind my hips, not my spine, but the base of my hips themselves, because that's my strong anchor point, so I can't slide up the bench. And I press right up. I'm not going to slide anywhere because this is anchoring my hips to the bar. Now let's see what happens if I load up my heavy resistance band again. Heavy resistance band, toe strap, anchor it to my hips, feet up, and that is tough. Now, this is equivalent to over 600 pounds between the resistance band, the plate weight, my body weight. The reason why I can do it, other than the fact that I have relatively strong legs, is the fact that, again, this is not straight free weight. It is on a sled, it is a fraction of the weight based on how high your incline is, so it's not a true real deal over 600 pounds, but it wouldn't be the same. It's also not 600 plus pounds on a traditional compact leg press or even on a regular leg press. Most leg presses you see at gyms, you'll see somebody load 1,000 pounds on there, but the reality is those things are not even set to 45 degrees. Those things are set to like 30 degrees. So 1,000 pounds on the leg press might actually have the equivalent weight of 350 to 400 pounds on their actual structure. And as you see, those guys do a little 2-inch range of motion. They're starting at the top, using their hands to press their knees. It's basically an ego lift. So you're at no disadvantage using your Total Gym. If you set your Total Gym up to do leg press, like I've shown in my videos before, it is an effective leg exercise. It is an effective way to train your legs. There are entire specialty pieces of gym equipment dedicated just to this specific movement. They have a name, they have brands, they have machines manufactured to do this exact thing that your Total Gym is already 90% set up to do. The only thing your Total Gym doesn't have is the backrest. And again, I'll show in an additional video how you can make a dedicated backrest for your Total Gym. But if you're not great at DIY, you don't want to mess with that, or you're just impatient, you want to try something now, toe strap. You can use one of those ab bands that they use for cable machines. Basically any strong band that can support the weight, just loop it over your weight bar and behind your back, and you won't slide on the bench. You won't slide, you won't fall, nothing will come loose. It'll be a nice sturdy way to use your Total Gym as a legitimate compact leg press machine. Anyway, I hope that helps, and until next time, I'll see you later.